Hey everyone, I just wanted to get on here today to talk a little bit about removing the programs that have been installed and not just installed that have been running, say in the background of your life. So let's get into it. So as we go through this journey here as spiritual beings, there's going to be different things and experiences that we encounter throughout the experience that we have. And those are going to actually, start building up preconceived notions and different filters on our perception of reality, and then it starts to affect how we make decisions and how we actually maneuver through the different realities and through the different planes of existence. So in order to remove these programming and to actually change the programming that we have installed in us, pretty much we have to first understand that we have to change our perspective. And when I say change our perspective, I don't mean just shifting the viewpoint. I mean, if you want to really get rid of these programs and start making differences in yourself, like on a whole different level, you have to completely remove these programs in order to reset and rechange yourself. So you have to go through any previous notion that you had on things. You have to change that up. No, I'm not saying that, totally forget about everything else that you've experienced. But what I'm saying is you have to come at your new experiences from a whole different perspective, not having any of your preconceived notions that you had before. Now, a lot of people, when they go through to reset themselves and they start to change themselves, they still think of things from that previous perspective that they had. What was good, what was bad, what did work well for me, what didn't work well for me. But in this reality, and when you want to change these perspectives, you have to completely let go of that. You have to be able to look at it from a whole new perspective. When I say a whole new perspective, I mean completely get rid of anything that you were thinking of before in that moment. I'm not saying to forget it all the way. I'm just saying in that moment, you have to come at it from a fresh, new, viewpoint, one that hasn't been tainted from all these other viewpoints. You have to look at it and really go within yourself to see, okay, this is where I am now. This is what's actually working for me. This is what my spirit, this is what my energy, this is what the frequency of vibration, or whatever, however you want to put it, source, God, however you want to put it. This is what it's calling me to do. This is what it's calling me to be. These are the aspects of myself that needs to be shown, that are within me, that needs to be, basically, projected out. We have that inner light inside of us, that projector inside of us, that we have to project it out into the world. So this is what we want to project out. This is what we want to embody. This is what we actually want to be perceived as, and not even just be perceived as. This is us. This is who we are. That I am, that all knowing I am. So you have to take away all these other perspectives and all these other programs that you've had, all these different perspectives that you had before, in order to actually reset yourself and be like, okay, this is who I am now. And then you can see, okay, my past experiences have affected this about me before. So now, how do I get that back to how I am, who I am, what I am? So you have to be able to really and truly take yourself into basically into a place of knowing that, hey, this is where I am now. This is who I am, and this is what I embody, so that you can put all those things inside of yourself. And this is how we build the positive programming, or not necessarily positive, just the programming that we want to have for ourselves. We have to be able to take that time and be like, okay, this is who I am now, this is what I want to embody, so let me basically say, use these characteristics, use these programming, use this mentality, use this different no training, no routine, ritual, however you want to put it. These are the things that I'm going to do now. And you have to forget about, what was going on before during this process. Now, after you have reset this process, you can look at your life before this and say, okay, these are the things that have affected me, at least in, the physical, the 3D, 4D, and all that. But, once you start looking at it from a metaphysical aspect, then you can see how it's affected you that way. But know that now that you have reset yourself, now that you have reprogrammed yourself, that this isn't who you are now. But it has, what you have done before has had effects on what you were doing now. So you have to come at it now from where your new programming is, your new perspectives. But you can't forget that, these old perspectives, these old programming, these old how do I put it, these old ways of living that you had before, they have affected where you are now. They have affected where you have come to now. And now is the time to be able to change those things. But you can't change those things until you change your perspective and actually reset all that in order to who you are now, who that I am is right now. And you have to really come into that I am. So I just want people out there to think about it a little bit and realize that once you start, changing these perspectives and really, gaining that I am in the moment and changing it within the moment and going within to say, I am this, I am doing this, I am from here, I am this or that. I use general concepts because once you start going into details, you might start forgetting certain things. You might start missing out on certain things, because a lot of times we start, getting so focused on one aspect that we forget the bigger picture. So take that time to really think about it and see, how are you changing yourself in the present moment? How are you changing those programs? How are you building your own programs to be who you truly are and become into that true I am? So think about it.